you marry this man, you get the next level of things. Oh, and by the way, he has other wives.
Here in Zambia, I know of guys doing that who got kids that are like, this one, I'm marrying off.
This guy ends up in these sort of polyamorous relationships. He has this one woman that he likes, and then between her, she has relationships. Between him, he has relationships. And when you dive into it, they're broken souls.
When a woman in a polyandrous relationship wants to marry 3 husbands, it's a bit different.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's what I'm saying to you, and I just said to you at the very beginning. A woman who thinks my position is number 3 or number 5, she's already been through a state that says you're worthless.
The guy was now complaining that he thinks his woman likes the other guy more now.
Correct, but
Exactly.
that happens in all relationships. Even if you were just a couple, right? If she introduces you to her ex-boyfriend, you're suddenly, you must have liked him more than me. You find a reason as to why you are worth less. How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm good. How's the week been?
It's been a bit... Actually, it was very, very, very rough, very tight. I had a very, very big event to organize, to manage for a client, and we finally put it off on Thursday. And yeah, yesterday I spent my time preparing for this.
This is like downtime.
And how was your week?
Busy.
Busy.
Work. Too much work right now.
You're a busy woman.
I'm still trying to understand this Zambian lifestyle of a holiday every week.
Well, you are even lucky there's a government which does not declare. I'm a holiday anyhow. We had these guys.
Let's have a holiday.
You know, my children, a long time ago, there was this party called the Patriotic Front. They would wake up, and if one of their leaders feels sore, they'd be like, I can't work today. Can we have a holiday?
You're kidding, right?
Yes. My ribs don't feel good today, so I'm thinking like, can we have a braai? And voila, they will declare a holiday. Yes. And on that day, we would have power throughout the day.
Oh, well.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother story.
It's another story. But yeah, so that's you and I again today, doing our 3rd episode.
Yes, good to see you.
I'm very happy
I'm
to see
liking
you.
your top.
Yes.
Is this a dedication to Peter?
Yes, I just thought we need to have more creative kind of dressing,
agree, I agree.
So I thought Peter needs to know that, there are people who think outside the box. So anyways, I was thinking 3rd episode, something Zambian, and as you know, Zed101 talks about all things Zambia. One of the things that happen in Zambia that we practice is polygamy.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just go all in there.
Let's get into it. It might be misunderstood in the Western world, though, believe it or not, there are countries in the Western world where this is practiced, though highly illegal. Yes, I won't mention them, but I think it's there in the UK, but it's not acceptable.
Yeah, you can't be polygamous.
Yes, no, there's no way you're going to do that. So in Zambia,
Marriage-wise, you can have
marriage-wise.
relationships that are polygamous, but you can't be registered and married to more than one person.
No, that's not right. So I wanted you having lives in both worlds to explore what you understand, what you've experienced, what you've seen in as far as polygamy is concerned, polyandry and polyamory.
But I'm also intrigued on how it's okay here. What makes it an okay practice? That's what I'd like to know.
From the Zambian perspective, first you look at culture and tradition.
So let's start from the beginning. Who are the people in general who practice polygamy?
The Southerners, the Easterners, and some parts of Central and North. But traditionally speaking, most traditional leaders are into it. Yes. They will have what used to happen in the old days, the Shaka days. They will have a wife and junior wives, and they will have kids from the main wife.
So give me that perspective. Like, why does the chief or other people need to have more than one? As a man, why does he need to have more than one wife?
Culturally, it's also to strengthen his family.
How?
Yeah, the royal lineage has to be strong.
Not just the royal, right? Because a lot of these people are not royal that have these relationships.
Well, I know one princess who used to live in England, but she moved to Zambia. I don't know if she's going to claim her throne.
Yeah, but she's not polyamorous.
There's already a situation there, but we'll get to that one day. We'll see if she'll get a battalion of soldiers to rally behind her. But
What
yeah,
is that film with, what's her name? Ati, what is it? Oh, Jesus. Peter, do you know? Queen? No. With, what's her name? Viola Davis.
the Woman King.
Woman King.
There you go.
Right.
Yes. She also had to marry some guy for protection. Remember, at the end of the day, like, you know, my queendom or chiefdom, whatever it is gonna have strength if there's another guy behind it, and yada yada yada.
Yeah,
So
no,
with him,
that wasn't the basis of it.
no. She had a different
Don't
plan.
exaggerate that.
No, but she needed protection from the other people.
Yes,
and
but that
because-
was a cultural. It's no different to a man having a contractual deal with another village and the chief in that.
Yeah,
That
but-
was her basis. That wasn't because of.
But she had to marry the guy.
Yes,
She could
but-
have easily gone and said,
But
"Can
what
you come and help me?"
happens normally? What happens is you are chief of village X and Peter's chief of village Y, and then Peter says, "Okay, we'll have this relationship if you marry my daughter."
No, but they used to do that in order not to be beaten as well. Remember, they'd be like, if we marry into that, we get the protection of the other chief, the bigger guy, who's
Yes,
got a
but
bigger
that's what I'm
army.
saying for her.
Yeah.
Right, she was the one who ended up married, as opposed to if you and Peter.
No,
had
she
got
sought
married.
it. Remember, she was strategic.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the one who planned
But it was
it.
there from yes.
She's the one who planned it.
Yeah.
It was not the other way around. They're like, that one, I want that one. No, she planned it. She was very strategic in that. But we digress.
Yes, we do.
Let's
In the
get
right
back.
way.
Yes. So your perspective.
So your people.
No. I want your perspective.
No.
because
I'd asked you. I'm trying to understand, like, why is it culturally acceptable to have a man marry more than one wife?
Could we say, why does a woman accept to be married to as a second wife as
Both.
well?
Let's
Yeah.
start with the man, and then we'll go to the woman. Why does the man?
I think from there they want growth in family. They want too many children.
man?
Yes, they want to increase the size of their family as well. To get, in some cases, it's a matter of having people to work for them. Yes, so you'll have the wives working. And
This
then
is
the
very
kids will have-
practical.
It's a practical thing, actually.
Is it?
Yes.
So what do you think the women? What's the advantage to the women getting involved in the relationships?
I think women seek security and guaranteed livelihood, where they know this man will be with me for me, all right, as opposed for me chasing after these boys driving to my Vitz Nefiashala. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this guy is solid, and he'll take care of me and my kids.
Okay, now let's take it out the village and let's take it to Lusaka. Why does a man have to have more than one woman?
No. We are talking about polygamy,
Yes.
not a situation where there is somebody on the side and there's a wife at home.
I'm talking
We'd
about
like to
polygamy.
explore the issue of polygamy
Yes.
in its entirety.
So now, if you're in Lusaka, as a person who has left that lifestyle, the village lifestyle, right, and you're now in this lifestyle in Lusaka, why do you still need to maintain that status of polygamy?
What about the issue regarding officially having a wife as opposed to having a girlfriend? A second wife.
But polygamy, the wives are all proper wives, right?
Yes,
in the
they are,
village, they're all
yes,
proper wives.
yes,
There's no girlfriend situation.
No. So I'll go out there, find somebody I'm thinking of marrying and whatnot. Then I'm supposed to come to you and say, yeah, there is a damsel I found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Found
me,
a
I want
damsel.
money. What year are you
I
talking
want
about?
there's like a damsel in distress.
And I want money.
And I love her. I want, what do you think? You can do whatever you want. I'm the first wife, I really don't know exactly how it works, but there's an acceptance at some point. Either the guy forces it or the first wife accepts it. It works for them. In Kenya, it's law.
Yes.
I think in Kenya now you don't even have to ask your wife about you going to get a second wife, third wife, fourth wife. You just do it. I think President Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who assented to that into law. So it's different. Maybe they were thinking it's not making sense for guys to be cheating when they can simply go and say, look, this woman must come here.
But let's dive deeper into the whole concept, right? So I get you in terms of like this guy cheating, but is it cheating or is it the capability of one man to be able to support more than one woman?
That's true. The capacity is there for him to support more than one woman, but also the background of where that man comes from. If it's practiced, it will be understood that it's okay that they'll do it. Not it's okay with the woman. You see what I mean?
No.
It will be okay if I go and seek a second wife because where I come from, it is done.
Yeah, but let's assume that your first wife is from where you're from.
No, that's why I'm telling you that at the end of the day, it might not be okay for the first wife. So generally, when you're getting into that, you should know that the family line I'm marrying into, the tradition I'm marrying into, accepts this. At some point, this could happen. Yeah. So, in other countries,
it's not a secret in most cases.
Yes. So the tension sometimes comes in when there's some, dodgy dealing behind the scenes. Until someone says, look, if you're with this woman on the side and you're fathering children, you're going to put these kids in a space which is uncomfortable should you
But
pass.
let's assume everything works normally, right?
Yeah.
As in, okay, I have married one woman. She understands that I have every intention of marrying another one. And maybe I've even married 2 and I want 3 or 5. So under those scenarios, where is the value to the man and where is the value to the women to be in a relationship of more than one person? How does that impact the dynamics of the women amongst themselves, the relationships with the man? What's the benefit of me as a woman being wife number 3 out of 5 with you? And what are you bringing to the table?
Who's bringing to the table?
You're the man.
You have accepted me.
But what are you bringing to the table? We're having this discussion to kind of open it up, right?
Yeah.
So what are you giving us?
So for me, I'm able to take care of all of you. And you're going to meet my desires, whether it's sexual or whatever it is. But also, I am going to make sure that I'm growing my family because I want to grow my family.
Why do you need to grow your
Because
family?
that's the culture I come from. That's the only reason they do that. If I don't do that,
They don't do it for growing their family.
what else they do it for?
They do it for kicks.
What kicks?
They're nightly kicks. Those men's.
Of course they do that. That's
not
why they're
growing
going to
the
marry
family.
you instead of you being a side piece. Because you're going to bring problems if they hear the second wife hears there's like something.
This young girl posts on her WhatsApp a conversation she'd had with a friend of hers. And they're talking about, this working life, it's hard. Let me just get a man.
I've heard that.
Right?
Yo.
And I'm like, as a bitch who works hard, I'm like, these dumbass bitches. Of course you have to work hard. For anything that you want, you have to work hard. But this conception of, I don't have to work hard, I just need to marry a man. That's where I was like, I don't get it, but culturally that must be what's there. But in a sense of like, if you've come from a position of not having anything and your next level up, your status next level up, means you marry this man, you get the next level of things. Oh, and by the way, he has other wives. You just go, hey, I accept it.
The rationale behind that is quite irritating and annoying. Because you really can work and get your stuff sorted. But if your outlook about life is beyond what you can afford, then you need to chill.
No, that's not true.
No, that is why they say, oh man, I should just marry someone rich. Because the rest of you guys are actually working and enjoying your own money. When they feel like they're hitting a glitch, a rough patch, you don't blurt it out like that. Because people like you and I be like, okay, for Fiaraba. You know what I mean? I will not understand what she's going through, but I would generally think she should not be saying that out. If she's going to get, and like you said it right.
These are young girls. This girl is like 27, 25, 27.
Yeah, but they
right?
really are doing it. In effect, they're doing it. They are either baby mamas now,
Correct.
or they are second wives, covert second wives.
Correct.
Yes, which should not be the case. Now, from a traditional perspective, what we are talking about is that this gentleman will come out in the open.
But look,
And say, I've got a wife and I want to marry you.
with being a second wife? Is there a problem?
No, I don't think there's a problem if she wants to. Because there's always... No,
If
no,
she
listen.
done did the deed, she wants it.
No, but there are circumstances.
You can't end up pregnant, have a child, he still supports you and say, I didn't want it.
As a means to an end?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this as long as I get seed inside me. I'll be getting my visa. You know what I mean? I'll be getting my things sorted. But it's more from what you said earlier. As in, I have a plan. Fiakosa. So whether I'm saying it for fun or not, I'm
But do
blurting it out.
most young ladies plan that far? Because one of the other
groups.
problems that we have is this concept of like Chimamanda Ngozi.
Yeah, yes.
Ngozi?
Yeah.
You know, her poem says young girls are raised to want to be wives. So our position is, that's my role.
But that's a poem that she said. And I think I referenced that to a traditional cultural family.
Correct.
Not the modern family.
I'm referencing both.
So, okay, you reference both. I'm gonna divide the two. From the village, it's different. That's why even from the start, the segregation was very apparent. Boy child, girl child. No, we have enough money just for him. This one will get married. Right now, 2024, Indians do it. The boy child will go very far. The girl child
Because that's
will be
always been
married
their
off.
favorite.
Yes. Here in Zambia, I know of guys doing that. We've got kids that are like, this one I'm marrying off. My friends have got grandkids now because they decided to take the girl child and marry her off while the son is working with him in the shop, in the grocery, at the wherever the workplace is. But if we circle back to the issue of polygamy, there's a desire by the man to want a second wife. If you contrast that with the girl in your WhatsApp group, she's plotting to do that. She's saying it out loud. And if you engage in a conversation, you just start thinking, here, if she escapes to give me a factual response that makes sense, she's going to cover up by saying, no, I was just kidding. But unfortunately, and I do agree with, I've heard that so many times. All right? That is why the first thing they talk about or they want to see the size up a guy is his spending power without knowing the content. So they'll get into a situation.
Irrelevant, though.
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
But come on, like this, I went to Soho, the club in Manda Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm very innocent. Let me just add that bit. So I'm talking to one of the guys I had just met, and he's like a young boy, really sweet young boy. So I don't know, he had been talking to this girl. So he comes back and we're chatting, and then he goes, no, because she's a baddie.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I heard that a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about this young lady, and I'm like, what makes her a baddie? She was just like a normal young lady, a little bit overweight, short. And I was like, what is baddie-icious about this one?
Definition. What's a baddie?
I don't know. This is not for you and me because we are not in that world.
No.
But what was interesting to me is this concept of like what defines something worthwhile, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he'd put her in this category, claiming baddie status.
Whatever that is.
I wouldn't have put her
I see
in
that on Twitter.
Yeah.
The baddie cut pants down. Baddie what?
But is baddie just like big boobs, big butt? And beyond that, there's no essence? Whereas what we're trying to define here is if you're a provider, go for it. If you're a provider, right? For me, that is baddie status. Look after 5 wives. That is baddie status.
Baddie.
Yeah. But now of the 5 wives, what are you getting from them? And if I'm just giving you a big ass, like really, what is that?
Baddie. A villain or criminal in a book.
Not
film.
that one.
He expressed how it feels to be on stage.
Baddie by Zambians.
The baddie.
Not that one.
You know, no, there's more. There's more.
Peter,
What does
Peter, what's a baddie?
No, I got close.
Peter's like, I'm a married man. Don't bring me into this.
Here it is. Now, what does baddie mean? According to the Urban Dictionary, a baddie is a girl who is always slaying the game and always on fleek.
Oh my God. And on Flick is outdated, so that is Urban Dictionary needs to go.
But anyway, the boy was trying to talk to this buddy.
So what?
Then he saw you.
So as long as you look like you got big butt, big tits, makeup, that is baddie status.
No.
So you're just a hoe. Back to my hoe situation. They just like hoes.
We're talking
Is
about.
is a baddie a hoe?
We're talking about no. That's.
I'm bringing conflict. Is a baddie a
We're
hoe?
talking about polygamy here.
Yes, because what are you attracted to? Do you want a hoe or do you want a housewife?
No, come
What's
on.
the song? Make a hoe a housewife.
No, we are not going there. Here's the thing. We're talking about a guy who is desirous of marrying more than one wife.
Why? Was my
Because
question.
he can afford them and he wants...
Okay, but
You-
my question is,
yeah.
you're marrying more than one person. Now let's strip it back,
And he
right?
probably loves them equally.
Let's strip it back, okay?
Okay.
Now you I know you're not specifically, but as a religious person, okay?
As a Catholic.
Whatever your religions are in this country, you go to church. You are then introduced, Mrs. Shan, Miss. So you're then brought together for betrothal, okay? This is the woman you're about to marry. But you come from that culture where you can marry more than one woman. So now you've married this one under the church, umbrella.
Yeah.
Now, wife number one, we've been doing this for like 3 years.
Is she wife number one?
Well, wife number one.
Okay.
You did it in it's from the heart, you know? Now wife number two, you're like, namona kaya 25 kaya, namona, it's a body it's a body.
Lord.
It's a body.
No.
No brains, no career, no real intelligence.
Slaying and looking on fleek.
All those things, but beyond that, what? So why do you need another wife? What is the thing that she's adding to your plate? And this is where I was trying to get to. Like, if you're in the village, I get it.
Yeah.
You, as a provider, are one thing. But as a woman, what are you giving in return? Is it just a big ass? Is that all I'm giving you?
Why are you asking me stuff about that?
Because you're a man.
I'm quite. Traditionally,
You don't want to go
Abana
there.
7.
Stand
Abana
up for your
7.
beliefs. Tell us.
Huh?
Tell us.
Because I can afford
If
them.
you could
and I
marry
want-
5 wives, you would marry 5 wives. Don't run away from it.
I'm a man who can afford these women. I will marry them, but I'll let them know. I will let them know that my background is such that we come from a culture that is polygamous.
You're not answering the question
What
I
question?
asked, which is what gives you the strength and confidence to marry more than one woman?
I want
In
to.
a polygamous society, what gives you the strength and confidence to marry more than one woman? As a man,
As a man, because I can afford them.
is it just about affording?
I want
What
to.
are you affording?
The women I can
What
afford.
are you doing with the women you're affording?
I'm making babies. Yes.
Can't you just make babies with one woman?
Hell no.
How many women you gonna make babies with? Why? Why so many?
My role model, if I was a guy like that,
Who?
King Swati, Hidamaya. And with him, he just brings to my age down. So in Lovukas, is that one? He's down like most likely to be like her mother. But it's on like that. So, Kubasungu, you guys who do polyandry and polyamorous, what's going on there?
It's different. We come from a different place. You know?
What makes you as a woman marry 2 men?
Power.
2 men, 3
In
men.
that culture, it's a power-based thing. If you're someone who has been oppressed and you find your power, and you can find your power through sexuality.
That's polyandry, actually.
Power. Chimachene. Chimachene. 1 man, 3 men.
Polyamory is much more, it's much more scatterbrain.
Yeah, and you know, like, look, let's go a little bit deeper. There's a lot of psychological issues that are involved here. And people will be like, oh, how can you say that? Invariably it is, right? If you suffered psychological issues through childhood, you bring that into adulthood. And some of those things involve having relationships with more than one person, accepting relationships being the second woman or fifth woman in a relationship because your self-esteem and your self-pride is so low that even if I'm number 5, I'm okay with it. Ultimately, it's a power thing. Defining or refinding your power base because you were sexually abused. A lot of the things are based around that.
Many reasons.
I'm not even going to deny it's probably the same over here. It's just become the norm, right?
I would disagree with that issue, and I'm not saying you're totally wrong, but if you're sexually abused, I don't think you'd want to have that kind of thing.
That's not true at all. You clearly don't understand what happens with sexual abuse.
I'm talking about...
As you grow up.
You gave an example of saying probably you were sexually abused, so you have this power now that you can get. And I'm saying, I don't totally agree with that.
You're finding your power. It's not that you have the power. It's that you've been broken, that you allow things like that to happen. You'll find a lot of people. There's a great book that I read, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. But this guy ends up in these polyamorous relationships. He has this one woman that he likes. And then between her, she has relationships. Between him, he has relationships. And when you dive into it, they're broken souls, ultimately. You know, their lives have been through like all this trauma, sexual abuse. And when you break at the thing happening, your assumption of I'm building myself, it's still in a broken place.
But what I've also noticed that of the 3 which are officially defined, the polyamorous one, as you just alluded to, is the one that is much more difficult.
To do what?
Because the parties involved are free to do other things and their backgrounds are most likely scarred. Whereas when a woman in a polyamorous relationship wants to marry 3 husbands, it's a bit different.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's what I'm saying to you. And I just said to you at the very beginning, a woman who thinks my position is number 3 or number 5, she's already been through a state that says you're worthless. You're not even worth being number 1.
Potato, potato, you know.
No, it's not.
It is.
It really isn't.
If the opposite of polygamy is polyandry. So we do... No, it is. The woman marrying more than one husband, legally. A man marrying more than one wife, legally. The difference now, like I'm saying, the complication, I think, for me, and that's probably where we have it twisted, is when we talk about a polyamorous relationship, where we've seen those couples in America who even arrange these marriages, these convenient relationships, where I'm in a relationship with you, but you get another guy, I get another woman, and we actually introduce each other to that. And those guys also have those issues. So you start thinking, okay, I would be right.
They're not necessarily connected relationships. I can have a relationship with you and with another man. He doesn't have a connection with you.
No, there's no connection. There's an intro. Like, remember the clip we saw where there was now the husband introducing the wife to his
woman.
His woman. And the woman introducing the husband to her man.
Correct.
So my thinking is that as it is for me, I do understand the 2 clearly defined positions of polyandry and polygamy. The polyamory one, that one I think people need to be tough.
No.
Because in that other one we saw, the guy was now complaining that he thinks his woman likes the other guy more now.
Correct, but that happens in all relationships. Even if you were just a couple, right? If she introduces you to her ex-boyfriend, you're suddenly, you must have liked him more than me. You find a reason as to why you are worth less.
Okay. Polygamy, polyandry, polyamorous relationships, quite complicated to grasp, but they're happening around the world. They're happening right here in Zambia. But, as far as 3rd episode of Zed101 is concerned, Manama wants to say bye.
We are done. Good to see you for another 3rd episode. And until the next one.
Until the next one.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Peace.
You didn't say click on the song. You didn't do all that stuff.
I mean, sure. Go for it. Subscribe. We want to have you join us even more.
Yeah. And if you want to be a guest on the show.
Oh, yeah. Feel free.
feel free to text
Why
her.
should you be with us? Give us a topic
Tell
you
us.
want to discuss.
Oh,
Let us
no.
discuss.
Send a short video.
Oh, okay.
Dressed properly.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
And if you wanna-
inappropriately. I
If you
mean, I
want to
don't
come to our
mind.
show, please.
And then can we
Make sure you've
put the
already-
videos on?
Yeah, but make sure you've already eaten. We're not feeding you here.